It is certainly one of the greatest privileges of my life to support young musicians on their journey of artistic development. It's a really exciting process to get to know each student, to figure out what their short-term and long-term development goals might be and how I can best strive to support them. I first started teaching as an assistant at the college and pre-college level at Juilliard while I was still a graduate student. It was during the second year of my master's. It was so unbelievably inspiring for that to be my first experience teaching. The fact that I was able to see, okay, in my own journey as an artist and as a performer, I can also make space for this, and not just make space for it, but realize the ways that it's so rewarding and gives me then so much back actually as a performer and as an artist. I learned so much from my students and from teaching, and undoubtedly that has made me a better violinist and musician. So I try to help my students prepare for a professional life in music by instilling in them the values of inspiring artistry and work ethic. Preparation is key, and I speak to them about what this preparation means, from the daily practice room grind to weekly studio class performances to weekly lessons to performances both here and out in the world. And they also see me as an active performer myself following these same principles of preparation, and I can speak to them about that relevance sort of in real time. As a performer, I enjoy a variety of roles: chamber musician, a solo musician through recitals and concerti, and ensemble playing in chamber orchestras. And the variety that comes from these different roles not only is inspiring in how it informs all of these different areas of my playing and my musicianship, but this variety then is able to inform my teaching. I bring this experience back to my students. I can speak to them about what it means to commission a composer and a visual artist in a multidisciplinary piece, and I can also speak to them about what it means to prepare excerpts or to play communicatively as a chamber musician. I would say that the culture of my studio is one of intention, support, and dedication. I ask the students to dedicate themselves wholeheartedly to their practice and to their development, and I give very generously to them and dedicate myself to them in that way. For me, technique and musicality are two sides of the same coin, and so I will frequently speak to them about how they can hone their technical tools, but also relate that back to their music making. I also care very deeply about physical setup and playing in as healthy of a manner as possible. And so I speak to my students about that frequently. At the beginning of every technique class, we go through various warm-ups together physically, and I will relate those concepts back to how they're playing so that there's an awareness of how they're using their body in connection to their instruments. I would also say that I am very much aware of the importance of preparing students for the possibility of their own roles as educators. And so in our weekly studio classes, which are performance-based, I ask them to give comments to one another, and I guide them in that process if they need that guidance. So that also leads me to the other point, which is that I also care about an environment in my studio that is positive and supportive. And the students are fantastic about supporting one another in my studio and in the school in general. We have conversations as a studio about what it means to be pursuing music, whether it's performance anxiety, the pressures of this life, caring for our physical and mental health. So I think that creates a culture of openness in the studio where the students feel that they're supported in inevitable challenges that might arise along their journey, and they can turn not just to me, but to one another.